Hello students, welcome to today's class. In our previous class, we looked at family bond and living together as one family. In this class, I will be looking at the topic, the roles of extended family members in child development. We'll be looking at the members of extended family. We'll be looking at the roles they play in the child's development. Let us first of all start by looking at the family members and thereafter look at their roles.
We will first of all start by looking at members of the extended family. One of such members are the great grandparents. Another one is the parents. You also have the children. You have the uncles, aunties, you have the nieces/nephews. Let us look at the great-grandparents. The great-grandparents are the custodians of values, norms, and culture. The history of the family is known to them, and they pass it down from generation to generation. They know the do's and don'ts and taboo of the family and guide younger members of the family against them. Another one is the parents. The father and the mother have the responsibility to take care of two generations, that is their own parents and children who are weak and cannot fend for themselves. They also take care of other extended family members who are not well off. When we look at the children, these are the offspring of the father and mother, that is the parents. They run errands for the elders in the family. They obey their elders and preserve the good name of the family. Uncles and aunties, they support other members of the family, that is the grandparents, the father, the mother, children, etc. Some live with the parents and they support the family financially, morally, and socially. We now look at the nieces and nephews. They are young like the children in the house, so they perform all the duties meant for the children as well. We are now going to look at the roles of extended family members in the child's development. The roles of the members of the extended family, that is the grandparents, the parents, uncles, aunties, etc., in the development of a child cannot be overemphasized. They determine the positive or negative development of a child due to their contribution to the socialization process of the child from childhood to adulthood. The extended family members can help develop a child in the following ways. One of the first way is procreation role. The extended family or the family generally has the responsibility of producing children in the society so that people will not go into extinction. They reproduce and procreate by giving out children hands in marriage. Moral and emotional need. Members of the extended family are to inculcate into the children good moral behavior and support them emotionally. They should also show love and security to the children, which will make the children develop positively. Inculcating, which is number 3 now, inculcating etiquette. The extended family members helps the child to adapt to the new environment by inculcating social etiquette into them, the acceptable norms, values, and skills of the society. They introduce the children to the mother tongue, toilet training, eating habits, greeting, etc. All this will make the children or child develop positively. Now, social etiquette is basically what is acceptable in the society. When your child follows you outside, what that child gets to do, in the eyes of every other person, shows if that child was well brought up or not. All these things are what shows when we talk about moral or social etiquette. Like the norms and values of the society, when there are what is generally acceptable. So the children must be aware, they must be informed, so they will also know how to get along whenever they are to visit any public places. We now look at provision of basic needs, which is number 4. The extended family contributes, they contribute the child's upbringing by providing for the child's basic needs, that is feeding, clothing, education, etc. Number 5, inculcating of social values. Training of the child by members of the extended family at home enables the child to adapt to the larger society when the need arises. It is the foundation of the other socialization method, that is secondary socialization. If you can take your mind back, you will recall that in our first term we look at secondary and primary socialization, where we get to talk about their importance. In this sense, you get to understand that the family first is a primary social socialization, is the first place where the children get to know what it takes to be a friend of someone, to know how to talk to someone, to know how to get along with someone. Family is actually the first unit for such development. So we'll see family as the primary socialization, where the children get to understand what it's like to get along with people. Then when they start going out, start going to church, they start going to school, they start going to market, they start going to public places, then they start getting along also. They start sometimes reflecting what they learned at home outside. That is actually the second socialization, to get along with the general people, as it were. Then when I look at extended family life tree, an extended family tree is a structure that explains and describes the relationship between the extended family members, and it is the description of what an extended family of an individual look like and the relationship that exists therein. There is a diagram there that is actually telling you about the first generation. The first generation could be a father and a mother coming together to start a family. That could be the first generation. Let's assume in that first generation they have 3 boys in that first generation. So those 3 boys are going to grow into becoming a man. So they are also going to pick wives for themselves, and then when they get married, they will also now extend the family. So they will now become the second generation. So they are also going to extend the family. So each of those children now, each and one of them, with their wives, will start having children. The children that they are having also will also now grow into men and women, and also pick a wife or a husband for themselves and start another family. So that is how the family gets to expand, and that is how people get to grow in the society. And that is how you keep on seeing people, because like we said, when parents refuse to give out their children in marriage, then people will gradually go into extinction. So it will just suddenly get to a point where you see nobody anymore. But because God has put everything in place for everyone to grow and for continuation in the process of having children to entrust whatsoever you have developed or you had to continue the legacy of the family, there's always this arrangement or program of giving out your child in marriage, so they get to marry someone else, and then they also get to start producing their own children. So those children also grow, become men and women, and they also do likewise.
This is all we can take for this class. I will continue from here in my next class. See you in my next class.